Alright, go ahead and get out a piece of paper and a pen to write with. In your folder, you're going to title it the next one. The date you view these, either 8/21, 8/22, or 8/23. And then the title is biomes. You don't have to write the whole thing, you can just write biomes for the title. There are 10 biomes and a couple of aquatic ecosystems that you need to memorize. It's just straight up memory for this one. So we're going to try and use like some memory activities with this. This will be the most writing, and then you have homework bingo. Homework bingo is due September 10th. Please don't forget about it. It's posted on PowerSchool and Edmodo, and it's in the classroom. Alright, so Earth's major biomes. There's this picture here. It's kind of out of the way. Let me move it. So it shows all of the ones as temperature gets colder or hotter, or the precipitation gets drier or wetter. And then these are all of the different types of biomes here that we're going to look at. When you write this, you want to make sure that you give me, and you can just give me a list. Biome name, where is it found, what's the climate, where are the animals, where are the plants. I make it real easy. So you've got tropical rainforest. Make sure you write down tropical rainforest. Plants, where it's found, is America, most of America, Southeast Asia, and then West Africa. And I didn't capitalize those properly, I apologize. I was writing this while in New York. Climate, it's going to be year-round warm, and then at least 2 meters or 6.6 feet of precipitation a year. You can abbreviate these. You can put them into your own notes. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see the whole time this chart. It's a really good chart to tell the difference between the biomes, because it gives you the temperature line and it gives you the moist conditions. Now, it gives it to you in degrees Celsius. That's why I asked you to download an app that converts Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's the easiest thing to do. It's what I do. I don't even calculate it in my head. Download the app. It's a lot easier. Any app that will go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. All right. Animals. You have the poison frogs and monkeys, anything that's specialized. Plants. You're going to have, they're going to have flat leaves. And then they're going to have these weird roots. They're called buttresses. And then the soil is usually nutrient poor. Alright, if you need to pause, pause. Tropical dry forest is next. It's found in India and Central and South America and Southeast Asia. The climate is warm year-round, but the rainfall, if you look at the chart in the corner, the rainfall is seasonal, so they have like either a wet season or a dry season. Animals, you can find the African lion and an Indian rhino. It looks really different than a regular rhino. And then there's a ton of different species of birds that migrate. Plants are mostly deciduous, meaning that they're going to lose their leaves at some point. And then the plants and animals, they have really big adaptations so that during the dry season, they'll be able to survive. All right, pause it if you need to. Savanna. It's found in Africa, Australia, India, parts of South America. It's the pretty basic, like, Lion King savanna. Lions, elephants, gazelles, hyenas. It's the Lion King. Plants are going to be the deciduous with really deep roots and thick bark so they don't lose all of their water. It's a little similar than the previous one, but again, all of them are tweaked just a bit that the plants have to change. All right, moving on. Then you have desert. Notice there's one S, because we don't want to live in a desert, although that would be delicious. It's found in Africa. That should be a lowercase f. Oops. Arizona and Mexico. It receives less than 9 inches of rain a year. A whole year. That's a pretty long time. And then the temperatures will fluctuate depending on day and night. Animals, kangaroo rat, birds, mostly nocturnal animals, so that they can withstand the heat during the day, because they'll be sleeping. The plants, aloe vera, cactus, desert plants. Moving on. Temperate rainforest. It's in the Pacific Northwest coast of the U.S. I know you say rainforest and you're like, ooh, it's actually in the U.S. And this chart is way off, so I'm going to move it over so you can see it real quick. So the temperature will fluctuate, and then it's very moist. It's very moist conditions. I'm going to move that back out of the way. Animals, elk, deer, the banana slug. Plants are going to be the evergreens, cedars, hemlocks. This type of forest looks familiar to us. It's not the one we live in, but it's familiar in the US. So it's just a little bit different than ours. They don't have all the seasons. Now this is temperate forest. This is where we live. So, you know, eastern US. This is going to be black bears, maple leaves, all the squirrels, rabbits, chipmunks, everything that we're used to. They have all the seasons, so you can see the red leaves here. So the big thing for climate in this one is that they have all the seasons. So hot summers, cold winters. I already told you the animals. Plants are going to be oaks, beeches, maples. And then the soil is enriched because of the leaves that drop. They're going to fertilize the soil every winter. Moving on. Temperate grassland, prairie. The Midwest of the U.S. It's prairie. It's the biome's actually called grassland. So it's just grasses. There's not enough rain to actually support trees. So it's just going to be grasses. There's coyotes. There's the cute prairie dogs. You see the Potawatomi Zoo. They're adorable. And then the plants, grasses, prairie flowers. They're gorgeous. Prairie flowers are absolutely gorgeous. And then the soil tends to be pretty rich. We kind of ruined the soil content a little bit because of all the farming we do. All right, chaparral. That's kind of how you say that, fancy chaparral. This is really common in California. This is what California is. It's also found in Chile, South Africa, South Australia. Basically, it's going to be wet winters, warm, dry summers. So it's droughts, fires, or it's going to be a downpour, basically. So plants have to be really hardy. They have to be able to resist drought, and they have to be able to withstand the rain. So they usually have thick bark and deep roots, like olive trees and blue oaks. Animals, pocket mouse, gecko, rabbits. I think this one's a jackrabbit. Yep, we got the jackrabbit. Sagebrush, forget-me-not flower. Chaparral actually looks really cool. There's some amazing pictures of it. It's just really dry. It's kind of like the nice succession of out east, you have a really wet biome. You have the temperate rainforest. Then as you go more west, it gets drier and drier. All right, boreal forest is also called taiga. This is going to be just above us, just above Wisconsin, Canada, Alaska, Russia. Not very far up. This is like the next biome north. Long, cold winters, cool summers, animals, moose, lynx. Where are they at? There it is. Plants are going to be trees with the waxy needles, so like conifers, Christmas trees, different things like that. They have to withstand the cold. So then here's the chart here. I literally took these pictures from your book. So the pictures that you see in the corner are from your book. But you can see the precipitation and the temperature don't match quite like some of the other biomes, because this is when we get into our winter biomes. All right, the next one up, the next one north, like the North Poles, is tundra. So further north of Alaska and Canada and Russia. Extremely cold. It is dark all winter, and it is sunny all summer. Because they're so far north, the sun doesn't technically set during summertime. Animals can be birds, caribou, and then plants, moss, lichen, willows. There's not many plants. It really isn't. So that's why most of the animals that live up there will be carnivores. They'll do the salmon run and different things like that. Really harsh winds, really bad soil. It is tough up there. Animals that live up there were meant to, because it is very hard to survive. Let's face it, it's really close to the North Pole. All right, those are your 10 biomes. The next thing I want you to do is just give me the briefest description you can between the differences on these slides. So the first one are ponds and lakes. So tell me the difference between pond and lake. And you can see here I kind of gave you a little hint. Lakes are going to contain animals for open water, and lakes look like the picture to the right. Ponds are going to be shallower and standing water. So the pond is a smaller lake. It's pretty much what it is. But you just have to know the difference of when you're looking at something, whether it's a pond or a lake. Pond isn't really going to have fish in it. It'll have frogs, crayfish, and ducks, but it won't really have fish. Next one is river and streams. Streams are just rain runoff and snowfall. They don't really have any organisms at all in them because they're so tiny. They'll actually feed into rivers, and rivers are actually depressions in the body of water. We're going to add an E right there. So like St. Joe River, it's bigger, it can actually house fish, and it will feed into a larger body of water. Next are marshes, swamps, and bogs. These are the three that get confused the easiest, so please make sure that you pay attention. I'm going to bring the picture over. Top, you have a swamp. Oh, do you? Crap, now I gotta look at the book. Okay, well, while I'm looking in the book, marsh is shallower water, wetland, grass-like plants. So it's going to have grass plants. Not going to have any woody plants. They're all going to be made of grass. Yes, the top picture is a marsh. Sorry, so that top picture is a marsh. The second picture is a swamp, and this is going to have no shrubs. It's going to be all trees. So it's like the next step up. You can kind of tell the difference because a swamp smells more than a marsh will. And then a bog, it's going to have acidic water. So you're going to have very little aquatic life. Because the water is so acidic. The big thing is that you have floating vegetation. I think I spelled that wrong. I'm really sorry, guys. There's so many mistakes on this slide. I was typing it fast while I was in New York so I could get this to you as soon as possible. I really appreciate you understanding. Because, yeah, I'm disappointed at how horrible this is. Look, I spelled shallow wrong. I fail. Alright. And then oceans. Yeah, hopefully you tell an ocean. Usually the salt water will kind of give it away. Coral, a whale. If there's a whale in a body of water, I really hope that you know it's an ocean. This one seems kind of obvious, but the book covers it, so I thought I should too. Alright, on to Demodo. There are 2 YouTube video links that may also help you better understand the biomes. You can click those and help you memorize the biomes. We're going to do biome activities the next couple of days to help you remember what each biome kind of looks like. It's difficult. If you don't know how to memorize, then you need to make sure that you start copying it down. Just keep writing and writing and writing. If you're a visual memory, then keep watching the videos over and over and over again. All this information's in your book. They just give you a lot of the information. I tried to summarize it for you. Let me know if you have any questions.